Welcome back, everybody, to Heat Gaming. My name is Senchi.
And my name is Tricky Dicky. Today we're celebrating some pretty big changes to the podcast. Mainly, as you can see, we've added somebody to our roster.
Hey everybody, my name is Red Baron, and I've actually known these two for about 13 years, and we've been gaming since we were like really little.
Yeah.
But you know, it's been 5 years. I've been gone for 5 years, and I'm just glad to be back. And yeah, I'm glad to be part
Glad
of the.
to have you back, man.
Yeah, no kidding. 13 years. That is a long time. We're getting old.
Yeah, those flashbacks of the young, good times though.
Yeah.
I mean, good times well
Yeah.
spent.
I don't like feeling old like that. It's crazy. I can't imagine.
Yeah, we've been through like 3 generations of like gaming
Consoles and
Yeah.
we've been through it all. It's crazy. I can't even keep up. It's nuts.
Yeah.
But we're also dealing with a few other changes to the podcast. If you're watching, you've also noticed we're not playing any games anymore at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
We just felt like we want to, focus up a little bit better and produce a better quality podcast.
Definitely.
We plan on doing Let's Plays and streams in the future. Like, we're definitely going to play video games because we love to do so. But
Heck yeah. I mean, definitely video games won't be out of the box. You guys will see a lot of Let's Plays. Hopefully we can get them out soon.
yeah, it should be really soon. I think we're in a good place. But as far as the podcast goes, I think we want to just focus on making a better quality, product for the listeners, basically.
Definitely. And that should encourage you guys that just watch us to go listen to us. If you guys have a chance, we'd definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a big fan of podcasts myself in general. I just love listening to them all the time.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
I want to make a good one. So how's your week, Senshi? I feel like I haven't talked to you that much.
I know, yeah, it's been busy. I mean, I had a 4-day conference going on. It was
Oh, for work, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was annoying, but I mean, you had to do it right, and
Yeah.
I did learn a lot. So hopefully, that just makes me better at my job.
Yeah, that's something. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And it's all done now, though, right?
Yeah,
You're
it's all done. I'm good.
Sweet.
Finally,
Nice.
all cut up. Didn't get to play anything, unfortunately. I was like itching to play, but I would get
Really?
home so late
Oh,
that I was
yeah.
just like, I'm too tired
Yeah.
to play anything.
Yeah.
I could feel that. That's crazy.
What about
Yeah.
you guys?
Well, I got a couple of new games for my Switch. I got I keep hearing about Hollow Knight and how good it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. It's really hard. I will tell you that. It's probably one of the hardest platformers I've played in a while.
Dang.
But that's pretty sick. Let's see. What else is going on here? I did a lot of stuff trying to set up for this right here.
Yeah, I
honestly.
noticed.
I didn't think of the amount of a project it would be to just to add one more microphone, but man, I had to do a lot of different things. But
Yeah.
that was super fun.
It worked out though.
Yeah, it's working out. And have you guys heard of Doki Doki Literature Club?
Yes.
I'm a little behind. I mean, I kind of got into it when it was popular, but I'm behind on talking about it
Uh huh.
because I'm just getting into it again. I've been playing it over, and it's kind of nuts. I know you haven't played it yet, have you?
I haven't played it, but
Have you heard of it at all?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Like before, I mentioned it today.
Yeah, I heard about it like a while ago.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't want to say too much and spoil it because I feel like you would appreciate it if you tried it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something else.
It's an interesting
It's a
one,
unique.
yeah.
It's a unique experience. It's more of a visual novel than it is a game. Either
Yeah.
way, but it's
So like is it? So I know it's obviously a Japanese game, but is it like the Persona games or like?
no. So have you ever like seen or like heard of visual novels before?
No, that's a new term.
So it's kind of like, in video games when you're in a conversation with a character and you have to like click through and read what they're saying and stuff.
Kind of like the old classic.
Right.
games.
Imagine if that was the game. Like
Oh.
the whole thing was like reading the story and you
Okay.
just see like light animation, like not a lot of movement. It's
Yeah.
just like sprites and pictures basically
Mhm.
that go along with the story. That's what a visual novel is. But this one it's unique in a lot of ways. It's not like your typical visual novel. Like visual novels are usually just like a lot of them are kind of like dating sim or they're just like
Yeah,
romantic
okay.
type stuff.
Yeah, I've seen those.
But this one kind of takes that and turns it on its head in a really like respectable way. Like it's I don't know, unique and clever, I guess I would say. Like I respect the developers a whole lot for the
Yeah.
way they did it.
Oh. Yeah, I'll definitely give it a shot.
Yeah, that's the way I can describe it. It's free too, so like
Oh. Yeah.
it's it's on Steam and like just it's
Okay.
free, and it's a visual novel, so you don't need a like a good PC to run it or anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Really.
really basic. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That was my whole week right there.
Yeah.
So
I did some research with the whole Nintendo games that I talked about last podcast. I don't know if you remember Sleep Tight and
Yeah.
Pool Panic. Well, yeah, I ended up doing some research. People like already kind of like reviewed them a tiny bit, and I did I saw a gameplay of it, and it's actually really cool. It's one of those things like obviously builds up over time. It reminded me of all the waves in like Gears of War. Like it's harder,
like
harder.
horde mode. Yeah.
Horde mode. Yeah, that's what it
Nice.
basically is. You get weapon upgrades, you put turrets, monsters get bigger, stronger. So it's definitely one of those things where you can have more fun as you play. You know,
Right.
because it's more challenging.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
I like challenging games. Huh? They've definitely changed over time. Some games just got too easy to play, and I was just like,
Yeah.
It's like story mode. It like took me an hour to beat. I was like, no, I
Yeah,
want something that's
so-
gonna take me time.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I remember I saw actually both of the games in the store the other day when I was like,
Yeah.
looking at the Nintendo e-store. I just noticed them. I was like, hey, those are the games we talked about last week.
Yeah, and they're
look-
$15.
yeah, they're not expensive. They look really cool. Probably pick them up next time I have a
I
couple
definitely
bucks.
am. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Oh.
that's nuts. What is that one? What's the? I forget the name already. I know it's Pool Panic is one, but what's the
Sleep Tight.
Sleep Tight? That's right.
Mhm.
That one's really interesting.
That's the one I recommend. a
yeah,
lot.
it looks pretty crazy. Have you seen anything about that or no? Do you know what
No,
we're talking
dude,
about?
I've been living under a rock the past 5 years.
So it's this Sleep Tight game. We talked about it a little bit last week, so
Yeah.
I won't go on it too long. But it's basically like kids' imaginations about like the monsters that come out at night.
hmm
But it's like a top-down horde shooter, basically.
So the whole point, basically, if I can explain it, it's during the day you have time to either build up like a fort. So you have
Yeah.
a couch, you have chairs, tables,
Oh,
whatever.
that's legit.
And then and then you have your little weapon, but you can also like upgrade and buy turrets to kind of put around to help you
Yeah.
out. But that's later during the waves because you need to collect what's called like suns or stars, whatever. And once it goes to nighttime, that's when all the monsters come out, and you just gotta take care of them. You gotta shoot them.
Oh, really? So, like, do you play as a little kid?
Yeah.
do.
Oh, wow. And,
Yes.
like, you get, like, guns and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of
it's-
like dart guns, I think.
yeah. So it's basically like just like their imagination, I guess,
Yeah.
but in a video game. It's really
Wow,
neat. It's
that's
really
pretty
neat looking.
legit.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah,
So
and there's like multiple characters you can play as, and they all have different styles of playing. So
Okay.
it's really cool.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
class, like it's almost like class based, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like it's
that's
different,
legit.
like classes of kids and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what about you? How's your last week or
Yeah,
anywhere
last
between?
week
Yeah.
in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
there's
gonna say,
anywhere between that. I mean,
anywhere-
tell the
between
people.
that huge time frame. Well, yeah. So today marks my very first day of being a veteran. You know, I just spent 5 years in the United States Marine Corps,
Nice.
and
There you go. Thank you
yeah.
for your service.
Yeah, thank you
yeah.
for everything.
Oh, yeah, thank you for your service. Oh yeah. It was fun. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it was really fun being in the military. You know, especially in the Marines. Got to learn a lot of stuff. I went in as a radio tech, and towards my last year, I was actually running my own shop.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
yeah. So
That's not that long of a time really to move up like that, right?
no, they
Yeah.
kind of just like threw me in there. I was not prepared.
Dang. Well, that's it's still
Yeah, it
cool
was just
though.
Trial by fire.
Wow.
But yeah, you know, it was a really good time. Learned a lot of like really useful stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
And yeah, I mean, now that I'm out, I have to like, you know, go into the real world
Yeah,
and
readjust.
find a job and you know, start school because I'm like 5 years behind everybody. You know, I haven't done any college, so like, yeah, I have to do all that.
No, that's fair. You
Yeah.
get a lot of lot of nice benefits in certain areas though, don't you? I
Yeah.
mean, now that you're back and
Yeah.
you still have that veteran status.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely. You know, that veterans discount. You know.
Yeah, there you go. Cheap movies, if nothing else,
Yeah.
right? That's funny. Huh. So how does it
Yeah.
feel? I mean, now that you're back and you're getting back into, you know, regular quote regular life, I guess.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, it's only
It's
been
still very surreal right now. It just feels like I'm on vacation, and
Yeah, true.
and like in 2 weeks I'm gonna probably go back. But
Yeah.
I'm like, no, this is it. Like this is the rest of my life now.
Yeah, this marks a new journey right here.
Dang. Yeah, that might take you some time to.
Yeah, it was an end of an era.
Yeah, I can't imagine. That's pretty nuts. Well, we're glad you're here. I'm glad to have you back. And, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
You know, if anybody has any questions about my experiences and stuff, you know, feel free.
Yeah, shoot them over.
Yeah, over in the comment section.
Yeah, there you go. We got the chats up and ready. How much do you know about the craze that's taken us by storm called Fortnite?
It's that Fortnite's actually a really popular game especially in the Marine Corps.
Really?
Like everyone in the barracks plays it.
That's funny.
Like
what? I was gonna say what like on what? Like what do they have? Like
mainly
consoles and stuff?
Yeah, mainly on the PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
That's mainly what I've seen it on. I haven't seen. Not everybody. I mean, we live in like tiny, like half of a dorm room.
Right.
And so not everyone can build a PC and have it in there.
Right. So it's all like
have
Xbox
you ever tried it? Have you ever played
it? I'm actually very terrible. So yeah.
Welcome to our world.
Yeah, that's. I think you're gonna fit in well in this little party here.
My thing is, I just don't like building. I just want to run around and just shoot people.
I say that every time I play Fortnite. I swear.
Yeah, I just want to shoot some people, because like, you know, everybody just plays like Call of Duty or Halo, games like that. So I'm just used to like just a shooter where you just run around and shoot stuff.
Yeah. Where aiming is essential, not building.
Yeah. It's nuts seeing how fast some of these kids can build stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how anybody keeps up with that, honestly.
Yeah,
like that's the reason I don't like it. Is
a lot of my little cousins play Fortnite, and I'm like, dang, like these kids are better like now than I was at their age.
Yeah,
at their age.
No, I know, it's nuts.
Yeah.
I have the same. A lot of cousins and like my little brother-in-law and stuff. They're so good. It's nuts. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, Senshi here is actually our resident expert in Fortnite. He plays it a lot. He's really up to date. He always keeps me up to date on the new stuff because I'm super bad at staying up to date on that kind of thing. Right. So what's the word? What's the coolest stuff right now?
Biggest things right now, we got a new game mode. Well, it's kind of brought back, but I think it's played differently. It's called Fly Explosives. So before we had explosives and you had anything from an RPG to a guided missile to grenade launchers, all the type of things. But this time they integrated the whole jetpack. So a lot of people are taking advantage of that, and you're flying around and just kind of knock someone down. It's really fun.
Yeah, you're just shooting your rocket launcher out of the air.
And then I just kind of said it already, but guided missile is back because it did go away for quite a while. It was one of those things where either you loved it or you hated it. I personally liked it, but it was annoying. Like, I did hate it when someone else had it.
Right.
It was one of those
it's only
things.
good when it benefits me.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. So they probably needed to work it out a little bit, huh? So they took it out.
It's one of those things where not necessarily work it out, just people would get pissed because, I mean, it gave you such a high advantage if you had it. Like, if you knew someone was, like, west of you, you can just hide yourself, take that missile down, and knock them over without doing a thing, really.
Dang, that's intense.
And people got pissed over that. Like, oh, man, that's, like, cheating basically. I loved it. I think I was doing squads when it first came out, and I ended up winning the match with the guided missile. Like, I hardly touched all my other weapons just because that guided missile was so overpowered.
Wow, that's funny.
But it's very fun.
So on the what'd you say it was called? Explosive, like flying?
Fly explosive. Fly explosives.
So is that just free for all, or is it like can you do squads in that too?
It's actually just squads.
Oh, it's just squads. Oh, nice. Okay, that's cool.
I mean, you can go in by yourself, sure, but I don't recommend.
Yeah, you would you would want to probably.
Unless you're a god,
you'd probably want to fill and get a squad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, that's cool. I feel like it'd be funner that way. So
it is
sweet.
And something that's something that's new. I don't know. I don't think it was ever made. It was a double shotgun now. So ever since they did the whole nerf, people had been pissed about the pumps because you can't double pump anymore, and that was really cool. By the way, I personally like double pump. I didn't use it much just because I wasn't very good at it. I prefer just going with the tack and doing my damage that way.
Yeah.
But they fixed it by just giving you a new shotgun, a double pump now.
Wow. So not bad. I guess that'll make everybody happy.
It's out now, out today. I haven't personally tried it. I only hop on in the morning, but I'll definitely will be probably playing when I get home.
Fair
So
enough.
we'll see how that one goes.
What's going on with the like the new map that we got with all the you remember with like the different worlds or whatever the theme was? That's still going on, I assume, right?
Yeah, it is. It wasn't exactly as we expected, but there's something going on. I should have mentioned this a lot earlier, probably like in podcast number 9, but when you're hovering over Dusty, Loot Lake, you see something underwater and it looks like a pyramid. So I think that's gonna
under the water.
Underwater.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Oh. So everyone's like, "Oh, what the heck is that?" Because you can definitely see something, but no one knows what yet. Ooh. But the big speculation is that that's where it's gonna turn into the whole Egyptian kind of style there.
Right, because that's something that we haven't seen yet, right? Yeah, because we've seen all the other ones.
Yeah, we've seen them all. I mean, they've made a lot of upgrades and kind of switching over things, but I think that's the one where we're like, well, why is it not there? I mean, we do have characters that kind of have the whole Egyptian style already.
Right, the skins and stuff. Mm-hmm.
The skins we have them, but not the map. And I think that's going to be like the big update. You know how Fortnite kind of holds some things?
They're really good about that right now.
Yeah, that's going to be it,
you think it'll be some sort of like event, kind of like the Rocket? Like it'll happen and you can be there for it and stuff?
Mm-hmm. That's my big guess, yeah.
That'll be intense.
It's going to be cool.
Do you know what we're talking about the Rocket recently?
No.
Or have you heard anything about it?
No.
So basically, Fortnite is good about doing this kind of cool stuff. Most recently, that was the most recent thing, right? The Rocket launch, basically.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, the new map was that big update, but the Rocket.
But before that was the Rocket. Yeah.
So they'll hide things in the maps that look like something's going on, but it's like over time. Mm-hmm. And there was this giant rocket in like a missile silo with a timer. And it actually went off. And a lot of people, if you were live playing, it would all go off at the same time.
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
And the rocket launched and like did all this crazy stuff. Yeah. But that they're just good about that, like crazy events nowadays. Like they'll get everybody to play at a certain time.
Yeah.
So with what he's saying now, it sounds like there's gonna be some crazy. I bet you it's just gonna like do some crazy like rise up and like break the middle of the lake and stuff with like that little island or whatever.
Yeah, no, because that rocket ended up opening portals, and that's where the whole like history era came in.
Yeah, like the worlds colliding and stuff.
Worlds colliding. Yeah. So I think that's gonna be the biggest thing in my opinion. It's gonna be that pyramid underwater. Yeah, because you could see it. Like it doesn't look much like a pyramid, but then once you glide lower, it kind of starts disappearing. So I think it's one of those effects that you could only see it when you're really high in the air.
Right.
And as you get closer, it kind of just goes away. And especially if you try and land in the water, you won't see it.
Wow.
You can't look underwater and check it out.
It's like a mirage.
It is.
Dang, that's
exactly
crazy.
what it is.
Huh. Do you think they're gonna do any more real life stuff? Do you know, like they did leading up to this season? Do you remember they had like the llamas out around Europe, and like they had that the big burger out in the desert and stuff?
It could. I mean, I don't see why not. I could see like a whole
like if they did a big finale thing for the pyramid and stuff. I think that'd be pretty interesting.
What's the cat head and everything, the ball with the body of a lion? What's it called?
The Sphinx. Yeah.
I wanted to say it, but I thought I was gonna say it wrong.
Yeah, don't say it.
Yeah,
don't say it. Don't say it wrong. No, that's fair. That'd be interesting if they like did something in Egypt for this like crazy reveal or whatever.
Yeah,
it baffles me the amount of cool stuff they do. I know I say that like every week at this point, but they continue to surprise me with the crazy stuff they do. It's nuts.
They got the biggest downloads in like history, I think, right now.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Speaking of downloads, did you hear that they're not going to go through Google Play for the Android version?
What?
Yeah, what they're doing is they're skipping Google Play completely, so they don't have to pay like a percentage of their sales. You have to go to like their own like Fortnite website and download the APK from your Droid phone, like manually to get Fortnite.
Almost like if it was PC.
Yeah, exactly. You're basically going through their own launcher instead of using the Google Play Store.
That's better. I like that.
Yeah, which it makes sense because they don't want to give up any of that money, I guess, because they're making a ton of money. And once the Android version comes out, people are gonna just continue buying stuff. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting that they're pulling that. They couldn't do it you know, with iOS obviously because
Yeah.
they're so
Restrictive.
picky about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, Android's a little more lax about what you can install, so
yeah.
they're just gonna go through their own website. I thought that was really interesting.
You think it might even run better because it's its own?
Maybe, honestly. I mean, what, like compared to iOS, or
Yeah.
just like how good it would be compared to the Google Play version?
Yeah, that's like kind of what I meant.
I could see that just because like I hate when Google Play Games pops up. You know, like you
Yeah.
ever seen
Oh,
that? You
yeah,
try to
yeah.
play a game and it's like logging you in and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. Oh, you forgot to sign in.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I didn't want to sign in. I just
Yeah.
want to play. You know, yeah. So maybe it'll cut down on stuff like that. So maybe it will be
So that
kind
could
of nice.
probably be a pro versus a con right there.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. It sucks for Google. I'm sure they're missing out on a lot of money, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Epic Money's trying to get that bag right now. They're killing it.
They are killing it.
The last thing I heard about Fortnite though was the tutors. The parents are hiring. Have you heard about this? Or
I
no?
haven't.
Yeah, you haven't?
I haven't. No. Like I said,
No.
I've been in a 4-day conference.
Oh yeah, I heard
Yeah,
about this. I heard about it on the radio, and then I heard I read some articles about it. Parents are literally like hiring coaches and tutors to like make their kids better at Fortnite.
What the
I
heck?
know.
How
it's
much are they
nuts.
spending on these kids for that?
I
A
honestly,
lot.
do you remember? I honestly don't remember.
I don't even remember. More than an average
Yeah,
tutor.
let me see.
I
'Cause
mean, I was pretty smart, so I never had to get tutored.
oh yeah,
I don't know how tutors work.
Let me see, because I had an article about it. Let me see if I can find an amount because,
Just
It's-
think that the kids would like, I guess maybe, I don't know if they would bug their parents that bad to the point where like, you know what, whatever, we're just gonna get a tutor for you to teach you how to build better or how to aim better or whatever.
yeah, this
I
is
don't know.
nuts.
Oh wait. Oh, it's tutoring on the game.
Yeah, what did you think?
I thought they were talking about school tutoring. I thought they were making Fortnite educational.
No, it's literally
Like I thought they were teaching math
No,
over
no, no,
Fortnite.
no.
All right, so you have like a magazine of 30. and
no.
you, like,
They're
shoot.
literally paying someone to make their kids better at Fortnite.
Like playing
my-
it.
I have some prices, but then I'll get into like how crazy and like why they think it's a good idea. But
oh, gosh.
listen to this. One parent paid $50 for 4 hours of lessons. Another one paid $120 for 6 hours, and then a person paid $45 for 3 hours of lessons,
What?
just to teach their kids how to be better at Fortnite. And from what I've heard between this article and like the conversation I heard on the radio and stuff, they're doing it because like they think it's gonna help them like socially. Like they think that they get bullied if they're bad at the game because it's so popular right now, and they think like it's gonna help them
I can
socially to be better.
kind of see that, but I'm like really trying to disagree at the same time.
You know, like I see where they're coming from, but at the same time, it's like, are you serious? Like it's a video game. You don't have to
Yeah.
be. I don't know. And it's funny the way like these articles and stuff, the way they look at it too, because they're talking about like esports and like how real that is, which is viable because esports is a big thing.
It is.
but at the same
I
time,
don't think it's a sport.
it's
I consider it.
it's not necessarily like if you're defining a sport, but the fact that it's large and like a
okay,
real
it's
presence,
huge.
that's a real thing. I just think it's ridiculous to think that like I'm gonna hire a tutor for my kid because maybe he'll be big in esports and make a lot of money. That sounds crazy to me.
It does.
I mean, maybe we
Wishful
sound
thinking.
maybe we sound old for saying this, but I think
Yeah.
that's crazy, honestly. Jesus, what is going on here? We got what is that? 2 different people on Twitch?
think
I think
so.
so. Yeah, whatever.
I mean, but like with that, I mean, I can see how you can say like the whole bullying thing, like, oh, how many wins do you have? Oh, that's it. Wow, you must suck at the game, and like if you can't get a win, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
that's escalated, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not saying that like bullying isn't a real thing, but I don't know if tutoring for video games is like the solution to cyberbullying, you know what I mean?
Nah.
Like that's just I don't know. I don't understand. Things are just kind of getting crazy in the news and people are just getting crazier and crazier.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you heard much about anything about the Nintendo Switch? I'm kind of taking a hard left here, but just kind of switching segments.
Not much. I mean, besides the whole like E3 stuff, yeah.
The only thing I heard about was this game called Go Vacation. Have you heard anything about this?
I heard about it. Yeah.
It looks like, I've heard a lot of people compare it to like an old like Wii Sports kind of game, because it's just like you're on a resort and it's like a bunch of mini games basically. Yeah. But I feel like it's what am I trying to say? It's like a party game basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's something that the Nintendo Switch needs. I feel like there's not that many for the Nintendo Switch right now.
Not that many, yeah.
It's like whenever I have people over, I'm trying to play the Switch with somebody else. It's like I don't know like what to play or what to try to do with other people. So I think that's good that more games are coming out like that for the Nintendo Switch. I think that's important.
I mean, I think it'll be a fun one.
Yeah. Do you know? I forgot that game already. What's it called? The kids one.
Oh, Sleep Tight?
Sleep Tight. I'm going to forget that every single time.
You are, yeah.
That's not... Is that multiplayer or is it not?
I don't think so.
I feel like that would be really cool if it was.
If it was, yeah.
Yeah. Man, that kind of blows, actually.
But then, I mean, you would have to probably expand the map, because if I'm not mistaken, that map is very tiny. You're limited to, like, a tiny little room. Like, it's a kid's bedroom.
Yeah.
So you got one little section to work with, and if you're trying to, like, barricade yourself, you're talking about, like, adding a sofa or whatever. So I think if they did, it would have to be a big update. Like, we're going to expand the map.
Yeah. Oh, now it's the whole house.
Yeah, which would be really cool, honestly.
Yeah.
It would be cool. I mean, cooperative stuff like that is always the most fun, honestly. Like, I like that a lot.
Hopefully, I mean, if they ever get around to do that, I think it's going to make the game a lot more popular.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like I would be more prone to pick it up if it was multiplayer and I could play it, like, locally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd just be a better motivator, basically.
Heck yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. Moving into more news stuff. This is some of the stuff you put on here, right, Abraham?
Yeah.
The NES Classic.
Yeah, recently in June. So the NES Classic outsold the PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch.
Wow.
In sales.
Are you serious?
So that little like remastered, refurbished.
Yeah, it's like preloaded with a bunch of games and stuff, isn't it?
And I've actually that was one of the few games I did get to play while I was out there.
Oh, you knew somebody with one?
Yeah, I knew a lot of people with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got like Donkey Kong Country. It's got like Contra and well, not Contra. Shit, what was it called?
I'm trying to think. On the NES.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's just a lot of games. Like,
yeah, I bet.
I got a brain fart right now, but like
I mean, was it like one of the older Marios probably too?
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
the real classics, you know. Huh. Well, that's awesome.
Those come pre-installed with like almost 30 games or something like that.
Yeah, because you don't put games in it. It's just like a box basically with
games all the games are already preloaded on it,
which is cool.
Yeah.
And it's just a bunch of classics. And I think it's just like older people buying it, maybe.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't think kids these days.
Yeah, it wouldn't be kids, but the amount of us that are nostalgic enough to buy something like that, I could see that.
Only 90s kids.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah,
that's awesome.
They're not gonna know what that was like unless their parents had one laying around and decided to let them play with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
I probably wouldn't, but
that's awesome. They did. What was I gonna say? They're doing that kind of stuff though. It's making a big difference. Making like remastering old games and remastering old consoles. That's like a huge thing right now. Like everybody's doing that.
It's easy money.
Yeah, basically.
People want something that was older but now better.
True.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I feel like it's all of us that like played it before and liked it so much, and then we're just paying it. We're basically just spending twice the money to play it again like we used to before. But I'm honestly okay with that. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I ain't complaining. I mean, I got the one before that. Which one was not the NES? Was it the Super NES?
No, the Super came after the NES.
No, but the remastered version.
Oh. It came before.
Did they remaster
the one
that first?
With the gray control with purple button.
Right.
Yeah. I have that one.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you got that.
And it's fun. I've been going back to all the games.
I have a Super Nintendo,
Mhm.
but I want to get one just because I don't even remember the last time I got it working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, this next one is something you had too. What is this about Google in China? What is this?
Oh yeah, so Google is planning to launch a censored version of itself in China. And
Censored like how?
so you know how the Chinese government tries to censor the internet? So,
Sure.
like,
Yeah.
just
From, like,
because they
there's-
don't want them to like look at like how the rest of the world is like.
Yeah, like from
Yeah,
their
yeah.
citizens and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and so like they're launching that, and for me, I don't know. Personally, I think that's crazy because I value freedom,
Right.
not in the patriotic sense. Just like just let me do what I want.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
personal. Yeah.
Yeah, and so right now the way it looks like Google values profit more than they do like freedom.
So this is something Google's doing. Like
Yes,
they're
Google-
making their
yeah.
own version.
Yeah, Google has been collaborating with the Chinese government to make a censored version of itself.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
actually really wild.
Yeah.
Huh. Why? I guess it would be beneficial for them as a company, but
Yeah, because they're gonna make
they have
like,
more
they're
users
gonna make money
and
off
make more
of it,
money. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. That's kind of crazy. Do you think the government's paying them to do it too? Like the
Yeah,
Chinese
the Chinese
government?
the Chinese
More than
government,
likely, yeah.
they're
Wow.
they're paying Google.
That's kind of that's almost a little disappointing, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan. I mean, as a company, I guess they can do what they want because
Yeah.
that's how that works. But I don't know, that kind of bums me out a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of like censorship and stuff either.
Heck
Yeah.
no.
That's something that
I mean, who wants to be told what they can and cannot do or watch or whatever?
yeah,
period.
exactly. No, I'm not a big fan. Well, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so I mean they lost Fortnite, but at least they gained China.
Yeah, right. There you go. Got to make up for that.
Yeah.
Those Fortnite skin sales. No
Yeah.
kidding. That's a lot of money. I can't imagine the amount of money Epic's pulling in on just cosmetic items and stuff.
Mhm.
That's nuts. Yeah,
Too
I can't
much.
imagine. Yeah, too much.
Yeah.
I don't think they're stopping anytime soon either.
I mean, everyone talks about how like Fortnite is dying or how like the contrary of it. Like, no, it's just continuing. I think it's just gonna go on
Yeah,
even more than what it is
Yeah,
now.
as I say, I don't know who's saying it's dying.
Yeah.
Like it's like so popular, and the Android version's not even out. It's gonna come out, eventually, and then
I haven't
people are
stopped playing it.
Yeah, it's
If
nuts.
anything, I've invested too much time into Fortnite.
Yeah, right. That's all anybody's talking about, and it's not going away anytime soon. I can't see it going away. It's gonna be huge this Halloween. Have you thought about that?
Yes.
Like the amount of kids that are gonna get Halloween costumes that are
'Cause
Fortnite
we did
themed?
speak about that last time.
Yeah, I heard about it. There's some news articles about it, but just the more I think about it, I realize like that's gonna be every single kid is gonna have a
they're
Fortnite
gonna-
costume. I mean, think about it. That's all.
And cosplay. I mean,
and
it's
they were
already
worried
happening
about getting
for-
bullied.
Yeah, right. No kidding. But I guess if everybody's doing it, maybe I don't know.
Think
Whatever.
about Comic Con too, though. How many people are gonna be trying to like? dress
Oh
up
yeah, like
Fortnite
actual cosplay, of
skins?
course. Yeah, people do it already, so
Yeah.
that's just the way that is. Kind of veering off here. Do you guys play the new Doom? The newest Doom? The when
Yeah,
did it come
yeah.
out? I forget what year it
yeah,
came
like,
out.
yeah.
Yeah,
we
but-
played it together.
Oh right,
Yeah.
right. Did you? I forget essentially if you played it or not. I feel
The
like
new one?
Yeah, I feel like you've tried it, but you haven't played it that much.
Yeah, I haven't played it that much.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I
okay.
tried it though.
So I remember the big one or the not the big one. The next one was announced at E3. You remember we talked about it a little bit a few
Yeah.
weeks back.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a gameplay reveal sometime this week. I think like Friday. They're doing like a big live stream.
Yeah.
And they're showing off a bunch of the game, like way more than we got to see before. Because
Dang.
that E3, you remember, is just like a 3-second trailer. Do you
Mhm.
remember
Yeah, I
that?
remember that.
Yeah, so that's gonna be pretty neat. I feel like I'm gonna try to tune into that if I have time because I really liked that new Doom. I think they're doing a really good job
That's
with it.
sweet.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
nuts.
It was
Like,
freaking metal.
yeah, I know it's nuts. Dang. Do you guys watch any Overwatch League or no?
No.
Some of it here and there when I'm not trying to play Overwatch.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Do you see well like the finals, the grand finals
Yes.
that just happened? I didn't get to see it. Did you watch it at all?
I didn't.
I was working, but I remember hearing about how many places like actually like played it, like
Mhm.
bars and
Mhm.
like public places actually had like esports up and stuff. That's crazy to me. I feel like in the past few years that esports has just kind of gotten bigger and bigger. You know what I mean?
It's gonna get bigger. I think.
They're like playing esports on televisions now.
Yeah. No, like ESPN like had the Overwatch like finals. Like they broadcasted it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's crazy. I didn't get to watch it. Like I said, unfortunately, I really wanted to, but no, it's nuts. It's a big thing.
Was it you that mentioned the whole like possibly joining with the Olympics? Was it you, bud?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I did bring that
God.
up. I did bring that up because it was, I forget what year they're thinking of doing it. It's like the 2024 or something like that.
Crazy, yeah.
The Olympic Committee is considering bringing esports into the Olympics.
Why? I think that's a dumb idea.
I don't think so because
I disagree as well.
Because their reasoning is sound. It's because their audience retention, in the younger demographic is so terrible.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to watch the Olympics.
That's because the Olympics is old.
Exactly.
That's why they were modernizing by
but
putting video games.
Nobody like in our age bracket wants to watch the Olympics anymore. But if they started having things like esports,
so
you know what I mean?
Olympics is selling out too.
Well, yeah. I mean,
eventually they're all gonna.
As an organization, they're not gonna be able to stay viable if they're not, following along with what's popular and what's going to make them money and stuff. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think there's a lot to be said about whether it's a sport or not. Obviously, like you were trying to say before.
I disagree that it's a sport. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're defining it by like how physical it is, I guess, you know what I mean? Like if you're trying to say that,
like especially in the Olympics, it's. I mean, some of the events are like ridiculous as well.
True.
Like curling. It's cool to watch sometimes, but
curling's an odd one. I'll give you that.
It takes skill.
But that's kind of where you need to like make the differentiation if it's just pure athleticism
but
or
it's all with your body.
True.
You're using your body.
Think of video games though. You need to have really fast reflexes.
Yeah, your hands and your.
They need to keep up.
That's part of your
coordination.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm telling you,
Honestly.
I think it takes a lot of skill to say you're a professional gamer.
Yeah,
like one thing is like us, like we're moderate players or whatever, casual.
Mm-hmm.
I don't consider like myself anywhere near being a pro at any game. But
yeah,
I mean,
right.
If I do excel at one, it's probably Smash Bros. And I could tell you that it took me a long time to try and get that good. It took me a lot of practice. Going up even against better people, joining tournaments, I think it's a sport. Like I'm saying, I think if it requires that much skill to say that you're better than someone else, like that much better than someone else, I think it's
like I said, it really depends on if you're valuing just like pure athleticism, or if you're taking into account like actual skill. You know what I mean?
Personally, for me, the Olympics is like, that should be like the epitome of like human performance,
right.
the peak human performance.
Sure.
But, don't get me wrong. Yeah, sure. Tournaments with video games, that's also cool. Like the Street Fighter tournaments, Yeah, those are huge.
Yeah, esports is, it's got a big following.
But like, they're separate, separation of video games and physical activities.
Well, the thing with that is just like, how do you think the like more traditional Olympic events came about in the first place? It was just something that people enjoyed doing to compete against each other.
Yeah.
It was popular. People liked watching it. People liked doing it and training for it. So that's why it's in the Olympics now. So it's the same thing. Now we're at a place where people like watching people play these video games. People like training for these video games, devoting their life to being really good at them. And there's there's clearly an elite group of people that can do it way better than anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you compare it that way, it's the same process. It's just more modern and hard to accept for some people. You know what I mean?
Call me old school then.
Yeah, Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be, a lot of people are gonna feel that way. I'm not saying you're wrong necessarily, but that's just kind of the way things change. I mean, things get added to the Olympics all the time.
Yeah.
This is just a crazier one that people don't expect, but it's gonna get, I think it's gonna go through. It's not for sure or anything, but
Hey, if it does, I'm definitely gonna watch.
Yeah, that would make me watch the Olympics. I don't care. I feel like what did I say? It was the Summer Olympics, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Like some Winter Olympics are cool, but I don't care about the Summer Olympics at all.
That's true.
You know what I mean? But if it has esports in it, I'll probably watch it. You know?
I'll stick around for that one, little section of video games.
Yeah, right. Even if it's just like a real like one-off segment of it, it's at least getting included. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's just really interesting. So I'd be pretty into that. So.
I don't know. To me, it's just weird because then you're just gonna get a bunch of like neck beards, winning medals.
Well, honestly, like if you see most of the kids that like play like Overwatch League, for example, like that's just the one I'm most familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those kids are in pretty good shape. Like they're not like buff, but they're not like fat or anything either. Like a good majority of them are in like they're healthy. Like they have to stay healthy still, Like they have like trainers and nutritionists and stuff.
Yeah,
and
they
stay.
They got the money for it.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying like they stay in good shape. They're not like gross or whatever you might picture when you're like, oh, gamers, Like they're not really like that. I was gonna say this article about Overwatch League kind of backs me up a little bit on how like big it's becoming. They sold an expansion slot already for the next like season.
Heck yeah.
And it was to a group in Atlanta, and let's see, I'm trying to see how much they spent. It was between 30 and 60 million dollars to like start a team in Overwatch League.
Dang.
It's really like large, legitimate like sports organizations.
Heck yeah.
Like the I'm trying to remember which team of it, but one of the teams is owned by the same owner as the Patriots, the NFL team.
Oh,
like that owner owns one of the Overwatch League teams. Like if that doesn't validate it as like a a real thing, it's nuts. It's a lot of money. There's a lot of money in this. I think the grand prize was in the millions somewhere for this.
It can be.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but easily in the millions for the world championships.
Even small events, like I'm talking small events with maybe like 100 players or less.
Yeah, like local stuff.
Yeah, local stuff. It could even be up to like $10,000. So just imagine on a global scale, it can definitely be millions.
Yeah, no, it's nuts. It becomes a big league, like major sports leagues that we deal with now. The infrastructure is like almost exactly the same already.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought that's something that's why it intrigues me so much, is that it's literally following the path of like your more traditional professional sports. You know what I mean? It's getting to that level already. The amount of money that's in it, the amount of people that want to do it, it's baffling, honestly.
Wow.
So it's like the next big thing, really.
I still think it's crazy.
Well, yeah, it is. No, it definitely is.
We'll see how it turns out over time. We just have to kind of let it play and see if it's gonna work or not.
Yeah, for sure. But
because like, I can see it is growing. It's pretty obvious that this industry is expanding like really, really quickly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Pretty much, for it to expand into a whole nother industry, into a whole nother,
like level. Yeah.
I mean, think about VR. I mean, I used to think, I'm like, yeah, it's so cool to like visually move and mess up like being in a video game. It's not exactly what we thought, but look at VR is real now.
It's pretty legitimate at this point. Yeah,
and it's getting better.
No,
I was actually talking to some coworkers about that, like how it's not there yet, like fully. Like I don't know if you would want to invest like thousands of dollars in like everything. I'm like, I kind of would, just because I know it's gonna be there eventually.
Yeah.
Video game selection it's very small now, but the little that's coming out is really good content, in my opinion.
Oh,
You're really into VR. I mean, you got a good setup.
Yeah, it's still got some work to do. I would say it's kind of going through the same process that regular video games already went through.
Yeah.
But it's starting to get there real fast. Like there's some good games for just action people. There's good games for like story people even. Yeah, no, it's pretty next level, and it's shockingly fast, honestly.
Yeah.
How fast they're
there's so many platforms, so many like consoles.
That can do VR now. Yeah, exactly. It's becoming more and more accessible to people. It's honestly shocking. Like, you don't need to spend like thousands and thousands of dollars to have good virtual reality anymore. It's like a couple $100, you know.
Yeah, for like the PlayStation VR.
Exactly. Like, if you already have a PS4, you know, it's not that much to just get the headset and like the little camera and stuff, and you're good to go. No, it's definitely crazy. It's definitely the next big thing for sure. I think it's gonna hit a point where it booms all of a sudden. I think it's still growing. It's still getting there, but virtual reality is gonna explode, and I feel like it's gonna be pretty soon.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I'm running out of stuff to talk about. You think we should wrap it up?
I think we should.
Got anything else? That was a pretty good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, it's gonna be a new way that Heat Gaming's gonna go, but I like it.
Yeah, we're taking our channel in a little different direction, but I like it a lot. I felt a little more focused, and I think it was a pretty good time.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I was pretty lost most of the time because I haven't caught up with any news on gaming and stuff, you know.
Oh yeah,
I just got back into the real world.
Yeah, so. we're throwing you into the fire a little
so I'm
bit,
just
but
like, oh, you know.
Yeah, you'll catch up though. Video games aren't that hard to catch back up with, so
you just gotta play them.
Yeah, honestly, and you have time now, so there you go.
Yeah, now I have all this free time. Yeah,
exactly.
I'll work on building you a PC now too.
Yeah,
that's the next one.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
No, we gotta.
Alrighty. Well, anyway, thanks for watching or listening. If you're listening onto the podcast version, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.